Hello everyone, hope you're well. So today I wanted to talk to you about something that we've all come across, and that is the Zoom neck. Yes, I know my patients have been asking me, are there any tips and tricks to kind of help with that Zoom neck? Now, Zoom neck is something that we've only seen sort of appear during lockdown. And what it is when you dial in to your Zoom meeting, your go-to meeting, or whatever meeting you're having, even your FaceTimes, you tend to see yourself reflected. So that little tiny part of you is reflected back in the corner. And people start to notice things they never noticed before. Because if we think about it, the only time we really look at ourselves that closely in the mirror is in the mornings or in the evenings at night when we're putting on our makeup. And then the rest of the day, we're seeing other people. We're not sort of seeing ourselves. So we're starting to see people become really critical. You look at the camera and you're like, oh my word, is that what that looks like? Oh, look at the double chin, look at this, look at that. And you start to sort of pick at things that maybe you hadn't focused on before. So my patients have been asking me, is there anything that they can do about the Zoom neck now while they're in lockdown, and also once lockdown has been lifted? So a couple of easy tricks. Okay, number one, the high collared shirt. So dress to sort of cover those areas that if they're really, really troubling you, I would put something on appropriate. Then there's a couple of other little tips and tricks. So one, when you are talking on a Zoom meeting, you don't want to be facing down like this. You don't want to be looking down, because all that does is make that chin or chins bigger. So let's put us up on a higher plane. Let's just get us a little bit of elevation. So you ideally want to be looking up at your camera. So if you kind of sit back a little bit and kind of have a bit of elevation, then that was already better. The next thing I would say is add a little bit of light. So you don't want to be in the dark, because that is just throwing shadows all over you. So let's add a little bit of light. So already, there we go, that's already a massive improvement. The double chins have kind of gone away a bit, and I'm looking a little bit fresher. Other things you might want to do, throw on a little bit of makeup, a little bit of eye makeup, some mascara, just to kind of highlight a few good features. Right, so there already instantly, a couple of things. The Zoom neck is already looking a little bit better. Other things, of course, I was going to say sunscreen and the retinol. Sunscreen to prevent any further collagen loss. So we know that we lose collagen from when we turn 30. We start to see a decrease in collagen in the skin. If we're going out into the sun, we want to be putting that sunscreen on, because those UV rays that are coming through the glass, that are coming at us when we're outside, they are causing the collagen to be eaten up faster, because UV rays give the breakdown enzymes kind of a power boost, and they break down your collagen quicker. We need to hang on to as much collagen as we can. So that's where sunscreen comes into being preventative. And then, of course, get hold of a good retinol. I want you to be careful on the neck. The neck is sensitive. The neck cannot take everyday high-strength retinol. I want you to go really slowly, once or twice a week at the most on the neck, and I want you to, respond to what your body tells you. If you become red and flaky and itching and it's really sore, I want you to take a break, pull back a little bit. But retinol on the décolletage and the neck can be very helpful, but just be careful in the amounts that you use. All right, so those are a couple of things that you can do during lockdown. Once lockdown is over, there are a few things that we can do for the neck and the décolletage. So those would include procedures such as Profhilo, Ultherapy, or Radiesse. So there's a couple of options there, and I'll sort of run through what they are. Basically, the underlying idea of all of them is to build collagen in the tissues. So Profhilo is an injectable treatment, and what it involves is injecting in a strategic pattern around the face, and you inject high doses of hyaluronic acid, which are sort of released slowly through the tissues, and they encourage collagen growth in the upper 3 layers of the facial structure, so the top 2 layers of skin and the underlying sort of fat layer, and that causes lifting and tightening as that collagen emerges. That procedure requires 2 treatments. They're a month apart, and you only start to see the best results a month after the second treatment. And you can have that treatment sort of every 6 months if you want to. And that can be done on the lower face and the neck. They're also starting to see some body protocols for Profhilo. Ultherapy is another option. So Ultherapy is ultrasound guided heat treatment, also with the aim of growing more collagen. What it involves is an ultrasound scan of the face or the neck, and then selecting the correct depth of where your collagen is sitting, applying heat treatment that bypasses the top layer of the skin, so it goes straight underneath using ultrasound. And what it does is it creates a tiny thermal injury to sort of increase collagen by destroying the old collagen and causing new collagen to be laid down. We do it 2 layers. We do a deep layer and a superficial layer, one to kind of tighten up the deeper collagen so you get nice tightening, and then one more superficial layer to help with kind of any sort of collagen that's starting to be lost in the superficial tissues. So 2 layers. This treatment you can have done all in one go, or you can come for 2 sort of separate treatments because it does get quite hot. Sometimes it's nice to have the deeper one and the superficial one separated. And that treatment on average is sort of once a year. The results aren't instant. The results take 3 to 4 months to be seen, but the sooner you start, the sooner you start to see those results. And that's sort of like a structural thing. It's a bit like you can paint the house as much as you want, but you really do need to start working on the structure to hold that collagen in place. Right, the last treatment that I would say is great for the neck is Radiesse. Radiesse is an injectable filler. It's not like hyaluronic acids, which are your standard fillers. It is a collagen-inducing filler. And how it works is that it's still a gel, so you inject a gel, but in the gel are these calcium phosphate little beads, and the body perceives them to be almost like naked bone because it's calcium and phosphate, and it goes, oh, we should put some collagen around you. So it creates this sort of collagen network where the filler's been laid down, and then slowly the body breaks down the calcium and the phosphate little beads. It kind of eats them up and gets rid of them, and then you're left with a nice layer of collagen network where you've injected. And you can use that in the neck. There's a sort of specialized way of doing that. And what that does is it's shown to increase the thickness of the tissue. So if you're getting crepiness around the neck, then it will increase that thickness of the tissue and create collagen and structure to the kind of folds in the neck to kind of improve the appearance of the neck. So those are kind of my top ones that I would do in clinic if someone came to me and they said they had problems with their neck and they were already on good sunscreen and good retinol. I would then pick between Profhilo, Ultherapy, or Radiesse, or we would do a combination of those 3 treatments. So I hope that's been helpful. If you are interested in any of those procedures, of course, you're welcome to comment if you want some more information. But otherwise, I hope that's been helpful for you and the Zoom neck. Stay safe until next time. Bye-bye.